Do Apple care about gaming on Mac computers? Do they care about the gaming industry? Let's explore that today. So before I delve right into this, it's important to mention that Apple have never really had, a huge, strong focus on the gaming on Mac computers. Now they do on iOS. It's very popular on iOS. They have a huge focus there. But in terms of Mac computers, it's not as prevalent. However, lately, Apple have done a few little twerks and tweaks to show that they are more interested in the topic of gaming. But what do I mean by this? Well, there are a few things that I can give an example of. For instance, at the latest WWDC events, they've implemented Metal into Macs, which is a new graphics API, but it gives you extra performance. But also they've introduced eGPU support in new Macs utilizing Thunderbolt 3. Also brings up virtual reality. You can now play virtual reality games on Mac. However, the VR games are quite scarce on Mac right now. There's only about 10 games, maybe not even that. But it is still kind of cool that they are showing things like VR, how eGPUs can gain better performance in games, and also how Metal improves gaming performance. But also at WWDC, they often showcase a few games. And also you can see a very small little Easter egg, I suppose, was Phil playing Civilization 6 on his new 2016 MacBook Pro. I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. And also a few smaller things on the Apple website. They are often showing games running on Macs like F1 2016 or 2017 running on an iMac. But then if we also focus our attention to the Mac App Store, in particular the Mac App Store which has been updated in macOS Mojave, you can see that Apple has redesigned the whole App Store to feature a whole new page dedicated to gaming, which allows you to more easily find AAA and indie games. By today's standard, compared to when the Mac App Store was first launched, we've got heaps and heaps of awesome new AAA and indie games. And then a very small thing is implementing gaming technology into the touch bar. For instance, in Rise of the Tomb Raider, you can now use the touch bar to do a few different mechanics within the game, like changing ammunition with the crossbow, and that is quite a cool little touch, if you ask me. So that is what they're kind of doing today. It's nothing substantial, but they do show a little bit of attention towards gaming. However, if we go back into the past to about 1999, you can see Steve Jobs introducing Halo, the first Halo game for Mac, which was really cool. Now, bear in mind, this was the prototype of Halo, but it doesn't matter because it was still really cool that they were showcasing games all the way back then. And then obviously the full release game was quite a lot different on Mac, but that's because Microsoft bought Halo, and it's what it is today. And also, if we go up to about 2006, Apple was known to work with third-party app developers, in this instance game developers, such as Pangaea Software, and they developed quite a few different games, such as Bugdom, Bugdom 2, Nanosaur, Nanosaur 2, that was with Pangaea. And then there was another company, I can't remember the name, but that they developed Marble Blast Gold. And those games came with every new macOS operating system up to about 2006. So yeah, that was kind of cool that even way back then, there was still had somewhat of an interest in gaming with third-party developers like Pangaea Software, who aren't really a part of the Apple ecosystem today. So those are some notable things that Apple has been doing lately and in the past in terms of caring about gaming on Mac computers, and I hope that Apple do focus more of their time and attention to gaming on Mac computers because your audience is huge. There is a lot of potential there. However, they need to make hardware that is more friendly with playing more demanding titles, because right now it can sometimes struggle if you have a more low-end Mac, like a MacBook Air, for instance, compared to a 15-inch MacBook Pro or an iMac, for instance. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. Let me know if you like this new style of content by simply leaving a like, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.